Hello and welcome to the channel. We're here for another edition of Eskate Talk, and in this conversation we're going to talk about how do you get back on your board in Eskate when you've had a very hard fall. How do you build that confidence back up to get back on the board? And I got a special guest with me today, my wife Candace. Say what's up to the people.
Hi guys.
And she was the perfect person for this topic.
Oh, the shade.
Because unfortunately, probably when she first started skating, she had a really bad fall. So let's tell them a little bit about what happened during the fall, and then let's talk a little bit about the damage as well. What happened?
We were going to another little town to go do something, and it was a really nice day. I had on shorts, no pads, nothing. This was the first time that I had never been padded up. And
the one time.
Of course, right? So I didn't see in time that there was some uneven ground. The board stopped and I kept going.
She looked like Superman or something. Like, it was bad.
It was really bad, and I landed on both of my hands, my knees jammed, and my elbows scraped. It was that bad of a fall. Like I wish I would have gotten it on camera just to see like myself.
Yeah.
You know,
it was a bad.
It was bad. I was bleeding a lot.
Yeah,
I lost a lot of skin.
Yeah, road rash on elbows, knee. And it was such a bad fall that when she fell, my homeboy, it was you, me, and my homeboy, he actually had to jump on his board and ride quickly to his car to pick her up. And we immediately went to CVS and we got gauze, band-aids, peroxide, because she was really bleeding very badly from the fall.
Yeah.
And it was really bad. And I'm happy to say that she's back on the board, because after I found out she was okay and I bandaged her up, all I could think about was, I'm never ever gonna get her back on the Eskate, and she's gonna be riding that ugly scooter again. She's gonna be back on that ugly scooter, and I couldn't do it. I can't be looking cool, my son looking cool on the board, and she's riding behind us on the scooter. No. So what we're gonna talk about is a couple of tips that will help you possibly and hopefully get back on your board when you've had a very bad fall. So what were some of the things that helped you mentally prepare and get back on the board?
Well, I think we're talking about confidence boosters after fall, and I think one thing that's a confidence booster that you can do before you even get on an e-board is knowing that you are going to fall. There's no way around it. You're going to fall. And I think what happened was I prepared myself when I got on the board initially. I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. And then I took a ride in the neighborhood without anybody knowing. And I loved it. And that minute I knew, oh, this is going to be a problem. I'm going to like this. I knew, like, okay, so if you're going to do this, just know, don't punk out. You know you're going to fall. So go ahead and just know it and just come to terms with it. And so when you fall, I knew, you know, it wouldn't be so catastrophic when it happened.
Yeah. That
I wouldn't want to get back on.
And I think that when people have a mindset that they're not going to fall, when they do fall, I think it makes them feel inadequate. But if you respect the board and understand that falling is just part of the process,
it's part of the process.
I think it helps you recover mentally quicker when you fall and you're able to get back on the board. Right. So I think that that's a good one.
Right. Another thing too is afterwards, after you have a fall, is just padding up. You know, there's nothing that boosts your confidence more when you get on an e-board is knowing that if you fall, it's not going to hurt as bad, and you'll be able to kind of just jump back up and get back on because of those paddings, the pads and the helmets and everything that you're wearing to protect you, kind of cushions you from all that pain and that hurt, and you're able to get back on the board. And you feel more confident riding around and doing some of the things that you would normally do on the board, because you know if you fall, you'll be fine.
You'll be a little bit safer.
Because of those pads.
Yeah, so definitely padding up is something that helps too, because like you said, you know that if you were to fall, that you will be able to get up this time, and then hopefully you're not going to be out of commission for a month and not be able to ride your board. So that's solid.
Another thing would be knowing your terrain. When we were riding that day, we had never ridden on that street before.
Yeah.
So we didn't know what the road would look like.
Yeah. So like you said, especially when you're new and you're trying to get back on it, ride somewhere that you're familiar. You know where the cracks are. You know where the dents in the road are. because it's nothing worse than trying to get your confidence back and then going somewhere and riding in a new area and falling all over again.
Oh yeah. Knowing if there's a pothole and knowing if your board's wheels can handle a pothole.
Yeah.
On you know what your weight is, if you're so you can know the road and can avoid different things, and it helps you build your confidence when you know what the road is going to look like.
Yeah, and just that fear, you know, the anxiety that you might have. Oh, I don't know where I'm at, or I don't know where this is.
If there's a route in the brain.
Yeah, so you just know. Yeah. It just kind of helps you recover quickly, I think, mentally.
Right.
And then what else do we have for them?
I would also say practicing on a regular skateboard. You know, it's great to already know those skills of carving and different things, and you know, learning how to press your weight on a board.
De-weight yourself.
De-weight yourself, and having those skills and remembering those skills, and then getting back on the board. That also is a confidence booster.
Yeah, and I think I'll have to do another video on that. But I think everybody should also practice running off of the board at like maybe 6-7 miles an hour or something like that. Because oftentimes when you see stuff and you break, you're not going to have time to make a complete stop, but you might break and get down to maybe 6, 7, 8 miles an hour, and then hopefully you can run off at that point and not have to have a fall.
Just knowing that you know how to jump off your board and land on your feet if something does come, that you know what's coming, and you know that builds your confidence when you're getting on the board.
So hopefully we said some things that were helpful. What were some of the tips that you would recommend to somebody that fell on their board to get their confidence back? Let's leave a comment down below. We don't know everything, they don't know everything, but collectively we can talk about this thing and help each other out. As always, we'll see you at the top because the bottom is
way too crowded.
Peace.
Bye.